I'm going to talk a little bit about Gable and what we see, and it's a pretty exciting time for all of us, I think, following on with Peter and everybody else. In my life experience, I don't think I've ever been in an industry where I see the opportunity as big as it is right now for all of us. It's evolving fast, it's being adopted by most everybody that we deal with. So I'm going to talk about the genesis of our unique omnichannel approach, something that we're working on every day. So we talk about how Gable bridges the gap, and we really are in one area of this huge media cycle. We look at something where Gable, our strategy is to do it all. We're maybe a little unique in that. We look at the strategy, the creative design, the technology development, all the way through to the final measurement, and then keeping the products going on an ongoing basis. So we prefer not to be just a hardware manufacturer, but to be a total solution provider. We treat this, and we talk about it a lot, as the fourth screen. To us, we are that fourth screen. We have a private media network and a public media network. And the engagement part is where we are. So we see ourselves in this world where interactivity, engagement is at its peak. So the fourth screen, being television, computers, smartphones, and we're here in this highly engaged world in public spaces. So we operate mainly in the built environment. This is, if we share with you, our business plan on one page. Basically, Gable, we're a 37-year-old company, by the way, and 37 years we weren't doing digital 37 years ago. We were a traditional sign company doing neon signs, plastic signs, very much involved in identity and logo development and putting up signs for those big brands like Starbucks, etc. And about 8 years ago, we had dabbled in LEDs and a little bit of digital for a while, using some of the American local manufacturers. But we got a little fed up with the fact that the resolution wasn't to the point that we liked. And it so happened that about 7, 8 years ago, the resolution of LED screens worldwide for outdoor screens changed. And it changed to a much higher resolution. And at that point, it allowed us to tell a story. And as soon as we were able to tell a story, our world changed. We even changed our name from Gable Signs and Graphics to Gable, a visual solutions company, based on that premise, that telling a story was what it was all about. We had always been telling stories. When we put up signs for Starbucks, it told a story. When we did signs for McDonald's, it told a story, but it was a story of recognition of a brand. Now we could actually tell a story about something that might change somebody's emotion, and obviously changing that emotion changes choice. So on these outdoor LED displays, suddenly our world changed. We did a few of those, and within a few months, that changed. The resolution of LED displays changed, went down to 8mm, 6mm, 5mm, and within 2 years, we were now doing interior LED displays and using them for experiential stuff. And one of our first jobs was Macy's in Herald Square, the largest retail store in the world. We did a huge amount of work there, and it followed. So suddenly, we made a decision that if we were going to be in this business of visual solutions, we better do everything. And it was a huge challenge. We didn't want to just be a digital hardware supplier, but we wanted to be able to supply anything that created an image digitally. So we were set to go into LED displays, LCDs, AV equipment, because we want to appeal to everyone's senses. So audio was part of what we wanted to do. Digital engines, outdoor kiosks, indoor kiosks, surrounds, etc. Now, Gable already had a foundation in fabrication. We have a huge manufacturing facility. We do all sorts of fabrication of custom work. So part of this allowed us to do some of those things, like the surrounds and the kiosk surrounds. We also had a design studio, so it allowed us to do the type of design that we needed to do of the products, as well as 3D renderings of what these things could look like, including mock-ups, etc. But the big key, or the one that was really difficult was content. It was the storytelling side. How did we get into that? That has been our biggest challenge and something that we continue to work on, but it's the most exciting part of our whole program. The business side is something that obviously we developed, understanding how this works for our partners, our customers, and us. The operations side was more simple. We had a lot of that in place. Software was something where we try to be agnostic in our software selection, although what we have found is that most of the work that we do, be it because it's custom work and because it works for people who are looking for a bigger solution, we had to find a company that would work with us on customizing the software. We use a company that acquires software in the UK. Neil is here today. Neil works with us and our customers in developing these full solutions that we typically need. We also had to be involved in connectivity because in so many cases, the malls that we're in might not supply the fiber or the copper that we need. So we had to provide, have that experience to do it either wirelessly through their Wi-Fi network or through 4G. And so we became partners with Verizon in the States. That gives us a lot of coverage there. Gable is also involved in LED lighting as part of the visual solution environment that we're in. So we do a lot of LED lighting for our customers, as well as our traditional business in signs, illuminated, non-illuminated signs, custom fabrication, and then consultancy, which gets back to the original strategy as to how we do everything and build these amazing programs for our customers. This is one of the most exciting products and projects that we are working on right now. Unfortunately, I can't talk too much about it because it'll be launched in about 3 weeks' time. You'll see it. But what's important about this project is that I think for the first time we will be in an environment, a retail environment, where millions of people will be seeing these welcome centers. They'll be interacting, and they're touch screens, 75-inch touch screens, three-sided, with all sorts of bells and whistles, with RF and NFC and beacons and cameras. Obviously, Quividi will be there, the infrared sensors. And what's more important about this particular project is, and I'll go back one, is that we're working here very heavily on the strategy with our client, as well as on the development of the content. It is a combination of wayfinding in the retail stores, as well as development of interactive content. And one of the challenges we had here was we were working with most probably all the large FMCG groups that there are in the United States. And what was very, very rewarding was that pretty much 100% of them are really excited about doing stuff that's not just a static ad, but getting into something where, you press the top of that bottle and suddenly a spray happens and all sorts of things materialize, and it's just magnificent stuff. And the tests we've had so far have been pretty amazing in terms of the engagement that we expect and that we will have. Another part of Gable's world, again in this physical built environment that we're in, is doing complete systems. So one of the really interesting ones was a brand new shopping center in Wisconsin for the Corners. Actually, a British-owned company built this shopping center and came to us right at the beginning during development and said, can you look at a strategy for the entire shopping center for every single visual element that we're going to be putting in here? This shopping center opened last year. We did every single piece of a visual element in this entire shopping center. Hundreds of signs, digital, illuminated, non-illuminated, and the entire design package of the whole thing. This particular screen that you're looking at in the Market Square is a screen that had to be very large, and when we designed it, created a sightline problem for this department store called Von Maur. So we had to design a way of folding up the screen, so it folds up into a column, a four-sided column, and when they want to use it, it expands out into this large format screen. They use it, and it has created a town square for this shopping center. The amazing results. They use it for movies, for Zumba classes, for music concerts, for all sorts of stuff, and it's created really a town square for something that didn't exist a few months ago. I'll get on to Simon, which is really something that Chip Harding, my customer and partner, is going to talk about. It has been another journey of ours that has proven to be something that has helped Gable move from where we were to where we are now. It started off with us producing large format LED screens for Simon, and when Chip came to us and said, you know, can we also help with the development of the kiosk program, wayfinding programs, advertising programs, the hardware with the very demanding specs that he had, we did that, and that has been an incredibly successful rollout as well. This is a quick video, and then Chip is going to take over and show you more of what this is all about. So thank you, and I'll call Chip if you want to continue.